Hello art beaders, Becky here for artbeads.com, and I've got a brand new video for you today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Starman Trendsetter's Grapevine bracelet, which features 6mm check glass rounds, Checkmate's cabochon beads, Toho demi rounds, and 3mm check glass beads. And you can have lots of fun with mixing up the colors and making some fun variations on this project. So I'm going to show you how to make the Grapevine bracelet right now. This is a PDF diagram that you can find on our website now. It's in our design studio for you to download, print out, and you can make this design in any color variation you want. But I thought it would be really pretty with the Bondelli beads. And actually, you know what I'm thinking? The design calls for 3mm English cut rounds, which are these beads here in between the cabochon beads. We could also, I picked out these, I think those are really pretty. We could also use the 3mm Bondelli beads too. That might be an interesting look. But I don't know if I have the correct colors here. Ooh, turquoise might be fun. Ooh, that's cool. But I do like this purple, so I think I will stick with the purple because I want kind of a rich, wintry, like subtle holiday look. So we'll stick with the purple. I've got my 6mm check glass round beads and that cocoa Bondelli finish. I've got Checkmate's cabochon beads. I'll use a dark thread so you guys can see what I'm doing. I need some needles here. Oops, my light came off. Let's see, I've got a needle right here. That's kind of a short one. I think I want a longer needle than that. Okay, there's a needle. Thread, we've got our Toho demi rounds, size 8/0. Everything we need to get started with this technique. So I'm going to cut my strand of 3mm faceted rounds. So this is a fun design because you can really mix and match the colors. We have lots of check glass round beads available in a lot of different colors. And we also have a lot of demi rounds and cabochon beads in different colors that will match those. So this is a really fun one to kind of get creative with the colors and just have fun coming up with those different color palettes for this look. And it's fun to see how they all come together. Like you can see the variations here. You've got kind of a green and purple variation and a soft, delicate pink. It really changes the whole look of the piece. Let's see. All right, so 2 yards of thread. Let's get our thread, and I don't need as much because I'm just gonna make a little sample size of this to show you how it's done. Got my needle threaded. I haven't changed out my Thanksgiving nails yet. I need to switch over to Christmas nails. Okay, so you're gonna start with your cabochon beads, and I've got some here. And you're gonna come through the right stringing hole of a cabochon bead. Then you're gonna add one of your 6mm rounds. I've got a Bondelli round here. And then you are going to add another cabochon through the left. Then you're going to add another Bondelli bead, another cocoa bead. They just look like candy, they really do. But do not eat them. They will not taste like candy. And I'm going to loop back through all of these beads just to make that loop even stronger. And then I'm actually also going to knot my thread together. So you can see that's made like a little loopy there. Those colors look really nice together. I kind of chose all kind of matte muted tones so they would all kind of feel cohesive together. So I'm going to go back around with these beads and then tie the tail to the working thread. Pull the tail tight And when you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that your tail is longer. The instructions recommend a 12-inch tail because you'll probably weave it back in here. I'm going to keep mine a little shorter because I'm just doing a little quick demo here. So I'm going to knot those together. There we go. All right, so we've got our little loop formed, and we actually want to be coming out of that. So we're going to come back around. So we're coming out of this cabochon bead here, and then we're going to jump through, up through the next hole, because the cabochon beads are 2-hole beads. You're going to come up through that second hole. So then you're going to add a bondelli bead, and then the left hole of a cabochon bead, and then another bondelli. I really like that word, bondelli. Just reminds me of the beach for some reason. Maybe like Bondi Beach in Australia. Then you're going to come back through that top bondelli. Come back down through that same hole on the cabochon bead. And then we're going to come back up through that second hole on the cabochon bead. And you're just going to repeat adding length to your bracelet in that manner. The instructions say 11 times, so you'll have 12 total cabochon beads, but I'm just going to do like one more round of this for demonstration purposes. So I'm not making a full-length bracelet. I'm just making a little sample swatch, but the technique is the same for the length of the bracelet. So what you're doing is you're creating these little loops for the length of the bracelet, and then you're going to go back and add in your Toho demi rounds and your 3mm beads. So we've added a bondelli. Oh, whoops, I did that wrong. Hang on, I have to unthread my needle. I hate that when you make a mistake, and sometimes you can go back with your needle still on, but sometimes you have to take the needle off, and it's always a little painful because, you know, you want to avoid adding the needle again as much as possible, but I've gotten pretty good at it, so it's not too much of a hassle. There we go. The level of difficulty, I wouldn't say this is too difficult. You're just kind of looping back and forth. There's no really crazy stitches involved. So I would say this is a pretty easy one to follow. So I've added another bondelli, and then I'm going to come back up through that first cabochon bead. Then come back through the top bondelli. Come back down through the first stringing hole, and then up through the second stringing hole. All right. So now we're going to start to add our Toho demi rounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one, and then we are going to go through this bondelli here. So I've added a Toho demi round, and I'm going back through that bondelli bead on the edge of my bracelet here. Look at that. And then you're going to add 5 demi rounds to your thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this color of demi rounds really complements those round cocoa bondelli beads really nicely. And then it also contrasts in a lovely way with those kind of dark green checkmate cabochons. Really loving the colors here. So you can add 5 there. And again, your bracelet will be longer because I just made a little short swatch. This might be a fun pendant though. 3, 4, 5. So I'm picking up 5 more after passing through that bondelli. I'm going to pass through the next bondelli. So you do that for the length of your bracelet. So when you do this for a bracelet, you will be passing through more bondellis than I am. And then when you get to the end, you're going to add 1 again and go through the first hole of that cabochon bead, or the hole that's looping with the bondellis. So don't jump over to that second hole. And then you'll do the same on the other end. So you're going to add 1 Toho demi round, go through that bondelli. Now I'm calling these bondelli beads, but that is just the finish of the color. They're just round check glass beads. Sometimes they're called drucks. So they're just round check glass beads, but I like the word bondelli. Adding 5 demi rounds and going through the next bondelli. Adding 5, 3, 4, 5. And I've reached the other end of my fairy bracelet, my mini bracelet. So I'm just gonna pick up 1 demi round and go through that stringing hole, that first stringing hole of the cabochon bead. All right, and then from here, we're going to be adding the in-between parts of this stitch. So we got to add in those little 3mm beads as well. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be picking up, this is step 4, so we're going to add 4 of the Toho demi rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to add one of our 3mm pieces, that purple bead. These colors are going to look great together. And then 4 more demi rounds. 2, 3, 4. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to pass through. We're coming out of this side here. I want this to be, oh no, here we are. We're coming out of this hole here. So since we're coming out of this hole on this side, we're going to pass through the center demi round of this next set of 5 here. You see right here? So that center demi round in that set of 5 between the bondellis, we're going to pass through that. And you're just going to repeat that for the length of your bracelet, and it will kind of come together when you start adding the next side. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, add that 3mm bead. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're kind of jumping over the bondelli with this little set of demi rounds and 3mm beads. So I'm coming through that center demi round on that next set of 5. So you're just going through the center one, and it'll make like a nice little loop above the bondelli. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. That little pop of purple. Perfect. So we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up that purple bead. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to have a pop of purple here at Art Beads, right? So because we've reached the end of our little bracelet, we're actually going to be coming through that that first stringing hole of the cabochon on the end of our bracelet here. Lovely. And then doing this side is what's going to tie it all together. So instead of adding 4 and then a new 3mm, we're going to add 4 demi rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're actually going to come through that existing 3mm that we added on the other side. So I've added 4 demi rounds. Actually, I have 5 here, so let's get rid of one. We don't want 5, we want 4. And then go through that existing 3mm. I love how dimensional this stitch is and super easy. We are flying through this. It's been what, 15 minutes? And we are doing good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pick up 4 more. And then just like the other side, we're going to go through that center Toho demi round in that set of 5 on the other side of the bracelet. And then you'll just do that for the length, and see it kind of stitches everything up, makes it nice and all together. Wow, these colors turned out great together. It's kind of last minute color decision, so I'm really happy with that. 4 demi rounds on your thread. Go through that existing 3mm purple bead. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving the demo. I love doing demos, especially ones that come together so nicely like this. Fun. And then, so we've gone through that existing 3mm. We're going to pick up 4 more of the demi rounds and go through that center demi round in that set of 5 in the next set over. Yay. Oh, look, this would be a cute little hair barrette. I could glue this onto a bobby pin. That would be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've picked up 4 demi rounds from here. I'm going to go through that last 3mm bead, and you can see doing the second side is what really brings this stitch all together, just ties the whole thing together, literally. Yay! Oh, look at that. That turned out, I love how it kind of just nestles the cabochon beads in between these rounds and these demi rounds. It's a really nice stitch and so simple and straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sometimes these like really intricate looking ones are super easy. So don't be intimidated by how stitches look. Sometimes they can be really easy. There we go. We did it. Look how fun. So obviously when you do this, it'll be longer, but super easy to stitch. And then at the end, you're just going to add kind of a loop around the end here. So what you'll do, you've got your thread coming out here. You're going to add 3 demi rounds, go back through this second hole, add 3 demi rounds, go back up through the cabochon, and then through the 3 demi rounds you added, and then add a loop of demi rounds on the end. And then you can add jump rings and clasp of your choice. I really like these colors. Yeah, this is a really cute design, really easy. I did this little swatch in like 20 minutes. So I think you could do this bracelet in like an hour or 2. It's really approachable. So hopefully that video helps you. And of course, we've got this wonderful PDF diagram for the instructions, so you can follow along with that. Rewatch this video. This video will be available on replay. I will segment out this part and put it on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube as well once I do that. Super easy. I love how these colors came together. Really nice. So yeah, it's kind of subtle holiday colors, but also like kind of woodlandy colors. I would definitely wear this year round. So pretty. You could do like a more saturated green and then sub out these fire polished for red, and that would look really holiday-y. Maybe do some gold beads for the 6mm rounds. There's all kinds of different ways you could take this, but I love how they all nest up together. So that was super easy and fun. I like how those turned out. Beautiful. I'll have to finish that up and make a cute little bracelet for the holidays. Woodland holiday is what I'll call that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful and inspiring. Let me know if you have any questions. Please make sure to leave a like and a comment. And as always, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you're the first to know when videos like this come out. So make sure to hit that bell button as well so you get notified. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you next time. Bye.